These are the top 5 vacuums we purchased on Amazon at different price points.
But one of them has a big problem. Now, if you've got $100 to spend on a vac, like me, the Eureka Airspeed Ultralight is one of our favorites. It's very lightweight, around 7.7 pounds, and that really helps when moving around rooms. It's a fairly basic vacuum, but it does have 2 attachments, a crevice tool and a dusting brush. The construction overall feels a little plasticky, but it feels like this may last a few years, and after all, you're spending 60 bucks. So this is actually one of the few vacuums at this price point that comes with a actual brush roll. Most vacuums that are in this price point that are upright actually have no brush roll at all.
Maneuverability is okay, but it does not swivel around corners, so you will need to swivel your entire body. To get the vacuum around corners, not that big a deal.
Now, unfortunately, this vacuum is not great for cleaning underneath surfaces, and it's not great at getting under your bed. So how powerful is this vacuum?
Well, let me tell you, do you like amps?
I do.
It's got 6 of them, which is not a really high number, but in our suction test, we recorded 12 kilopascals, which is okay. And airflow was 36 meters per second, which is pretty good for a plug-in vacuum.
Now, in our standardized pickup test, we measured out 40 grams of sand and sugar and put it on 2 surfaces, hardwood and carpet. And this Eureka picked up 81.3% of all test materials. So pretty okay, but not the best. But Eric, there's a little bit of a caveat here, I think.
Yes, so it did okay on carpet, but when you put it in hardwood, the brush roll spins and it kicks back all the dirt and sand behind it, sort of like an alley cat cleaning up its mess. So I would say if you've got a lot of hardwood in your house, you're probably not buying a $65 vacuum anyhow. Not the best vacuum for that job.
Now, surprisingly, at this price point, you do get a short wand with the vacuum, so that is in fact a plus. So you can sort of get to your furniture and high ceilings.
I prefer a long wand, personally.
Don't we all? Now, later on in the video, we're going to be comparing this against more expensive vacuums in our mega disaster test.
Mega disaster
test. And by the way, if you're buying this on Amazon right now, they have a deal where you can get 90 days of Amazon Music free. Also, we really appreciate your support through these videos, and we do make a little bit of money. So if you're going to buy this, we'd love it if you clicked on our links. The Kenmore DU5080 bagless upright vacuum is our top pick in the $200 range. Now, this isn't a pet hair specific model, but let's see how it stands up to our furry little friends. Now, this vacuum comes with a 3-in-1 combo tool and a handy mate pet tool. We tested it with our kitty condos, and no, they're still not paying rent, and now they got mate service.
They're taking advantage of us. The Kenmore DU5080 features a brush roll that sports 2 rows of bristles. That, in our testing, did a pretty decent job of picking up fur and dirt. In our pickup test against sugar and sand, it proved to be 98% effective overall, which is really good, actually.
But this is 14 pounds, which is nearly twice as heavy as the Eureka, but this has lift-away technology so that you can use this easily on stairs.
Plus, its suction power is seriously impressive. We put it against our suction meter and it had 22 kilopascals of suction, and the airflow was higher than the meter could even read.
Whoa.
Whoa.
The head works okay to clean along edges, and it does have a swivel steering system to glide around corners like a vacuum-powered Miata. I mean, it's just as powerful as a Miata, right? It's a Miata joke, I'm sorry. Now, the LED headlights on this bad boy will light the way and keep those dust bunnies bouncing around like Bad Bunny.
I'm liking the jokes in this one. Now, when it's time to clean the ceiling or furniture, the telescoping 10-inch wand, is that 10 foot? 10,
I feel like our wand's big.
I was thinking like 10 inches is not like, the telescoping 10-foot wand lets you get to those hard to reach places, like the clubs in Vegas on a Saturday night. They check my ID every time.
And the cord, you get a 30-foot cord, but you gotta wrap it up manually. It also has a HEPA filter, which is similar to BISSELL's Smart Seal allergen technology, and this did really well in our smoke test. Emptying the canister, it's just as easy as pushing my buttons. I get upset really easy. So if you're looking for a vacuum that can tackle more than just pet hair in this price category, we think the DU5080 is a pretty solid pick. And by the way, you can also get Amazon Music if you pick up this vacuum.
The BISSELL Pet Hair Eraser Turbo Rewind Vacuum, that is a mouthful, is our choice for the $200 to $300 price category. But there are a few caveats with this one, so stay tuned.
But does it erase pet hair?
The pet hair tool is very effective on our kitty condos, even if they're still not paying rent. Damn freeloaders.
And it works pretty well for the most part. We'll keep watching here. It has really good suction and airflow, and we tested it at 20 kilopascals of suction, which is actually quite strong, and it exceeded our wind flow meter, which means the airflow was over 100 miles per hour. And when you're vacuuming at night, the LED headlight keeps those monsters at bay and the hair away.
I'm digging it.
Cool.
But what I really like about this BISSELL is the fact that it has a 27-foot cord that is fully retractable. And 27 feet's much longer than most vacuums.
It's actually one feature I wish more upright vacuums had.
Now the head is designed to help pick up dirt along edges, and you can switch between hardwood and carpet by pressing a button. And we found that for along walls, this actually works pretty well. It's easy to get around corners as it swivels, unlike vacs at lower price points, and the wand does pop out so you can do ceilings and higher furniture easily.
The duster attachment is at a specific angle, so if you want to go along ceilings, it's actually a little bit inconvenient.
In addition to that, if you want to get your couch cushions with the crevice tool or use that sort of brush tool on your upholstery, the wand does not come apart, so you have to use the entire wand to clean those surfaces.
Now, when you want to vacuum under beds, it's actually not that convenient because it doesn't have lift-away technology like some of the Sharks do, so you really can't get the main head under the bed.
I've got an idea.
You got to use the pet hair tool, and it's small, and it's just going to be not that effective. The BISSELL Pet Hair Eraser Turbo Rewind has a HEPA filter inside the canister and an additional filter on the exhaust side, so this should pass our smoke test with flying colors. Sorry, BISSELL. I don't think that passed.
Emptying is pretty easy with a touch of a button. However, pickup can be a bit of a conundrum, as we discovered. In our standard pickup tests with 40 grams of sand and sugar on hardwood and carpet, we did pick up 96% of all test materials, but Eric, what went wrong?
It's not very good on hardwood because we found that you needed to do multiple passes and it just wasn't that great at picking up sand. I think I found the extra 3 grams. It was trapped in the head. The head design is good, but could use some improvement. However, on carpet, it actually did a pretty decent job.
So if you have a lot of shag, if you have a lot of carpet, this one will be good for you.
Yeah, in this price category, we think it's a pretty decent buy if you have pets, and you also get Amazon Music for 90 days with this vacuum.
So Eric, what do you get for roughly $20 more than the BISSELL?
You get a better vacuum. And here's why. So the Shark Rotator is actually our top pick in the $300 category. The Shark weighs in at a pretty hefty 15.6 pounds, but the canister does slide off the wand and you can clean your stairs and get under furniture without lifting the entire unit, or you can attach a head so you can get under beds, and that already gives an advantage over the first 2 vacuums in this test. It has an upholstery tool, a crevice tool, and a motorized pet hair tool, which you can either use with the wand or you can use it directly on the end of the hose.
Now in our pickup tests for this vacuum, it did pick up 99% of all test materials, so the highest so far, and it has an exceptional airflow. It actually blew out our meter.
We measured the suction at 22 kilopascals, a pretty solid number.
Which is also the highest of our tier list so far.
Man, that sucks hard. So unlike some of the cheaper vacuums in this test, the head does swivel from side to side and actually makes it pretty convenient and pretty easy to get around corners. And when you want to go under the darker areas of your life that we're not going to talk about, it does have LED headlights, but we're just not going to talk about those.
Anyways, the pet hair tool is very effective at picking up hair from sofas and even these cat hotels, which really trap a lot of hair.
Are they paying rent yet?
No, I don't think they are.
So in our previous anti-tangle test with long, colorful rave hair, basically every vacuum fails. But in the real world, the anti-tangle actually works pretty effectively.
Now, a key feature of the Shark is its completely sealed HEPA filter, which they say keeps the dust in the canister and out of your room. And in our smoke test, it actually performed exceedingly well.
We're actually pretty impressed with the Shark Rotator, but what about spending about another $100?
Should we go all the way? The Apex is our pick in the $400 category, and it is a beast. In fact, we use it to clean up messes that our other vacs that we've tested leave behind, including some in this very video.
And I like the vacuum so much that I've actually adopted it as my main vacuum in the house to supplement my cordless.
Now, on paper, the airflow and suction are very similar to the previous vacuum we spoke about, the Shark Rotator. However, the major difference is that this comes with 2 rollers in a technology they call Duo Clean.
What's good about Duo Clean?
You have a bristle brush roller that's more effective on carpets, and then you have a softer polishing brush that actually polishes your floors on hardwood. In our test materials, it picked up 99% of everything.
It's good. So it comes with 3 attachments. You get a crevice tool, you get this flat style upholstery tool, and I really like this pet brush, which works well on sofas. And of course, our classic cat condos, where apparently we're being ripped off because they're still not paying rent, even this far into the video.
You can also attach the head to the wand and get under beds more easily. It also comes with LED lights, which are actually fairly bright. And that's a nice feature if you want to clean, in the dark after a late night party, or even during power outages if you have a generator. Makes no sense. And the wand actually lifts away from the canister so that you can get under furniture or above ceilings by attaching an attachment at the end.
And because you have this lift-away technology, as they call it, it makes it a little bit easier to move up and down stairs. Even though it's a little bit hefty, it's still pretty manageable. But that being said, it is 16 pounds, which makes this the heaviest vacuum in our test.
But what you get in exchange is this powerful 1350 watt motor that creates a lot of suction and airflow. Now, like all of the other Sharks, they have sealed HEPA filtration systems, and this performed really, really well in our smoke test. So if you care about fighting fires in your home, you can safely do this with the Shark Apex.
And you also keep allergens inside the vacuum and not in your living room too.
More practical.
And it's pretty easy to empty. You just push the button on the bottom and the dirt comes out. But now I think it's time for our ultimate
Mega mess tests.
I'm ready.
And now our first mega disaster test
Between the Eureka Airspeed
and the Kenmore DU5080. In our second round, we're gonna have the BISSELL against
the Rotator.
I'm gonna win, because mine's green.
In round 3, we're pitting the Shark Rotator against the Shark Apex. This is definitely gonna win.
I'm gonna win.
Oh yeah! Apex Ultimate Edition. Woo, baby! Oh yeah! Yeah! We'll win again.
So at the entry level, we have the Eureka Airspeed and the Kenmore DU5080. For under $100, what are our thoughts on this?
I think honestly for under $100, this is a $63 vacuum as of right now on Amazon. And I think it's probably the highest quality you're gonna get at that price point. And it's probably the only one that's gonna come with a brush roll. So the key takeaway I had with this vacuum was, if this is your first apartment, if this is you on a budget, or you have a small dorm room or something like that with a little bit of carpet going on, this would be a good option. And it does have 2 tools.
But I think if you're a little bit more serious about cleaning, if you plan to keep this for a long time, this is gonna be a better buy, because this has more versatility by like quite a bit. So this does a much better job on hardwood. It obviously doesn't like kick all the dirt back like that one did. This has this lift away technology, so you can actually get under your bed. It's better on stairs, and you've got a HEPA filter, and you've got a pet hair tool. So our pet over here is going to be a little bit happier because you can clean it up. So this is just a better overall value, I think, if you can spend a little bit more money at around the $200 price point. This is a recommendation, but that is a great entry-level vacuum.
In our medium level price range, around $200 to $300, we have the BISSELL pet hair eraser and the Shark Rotator. Now, we have a lot to say about the BISSELL pet hair eraser. We had a lot of high hopes and it was a little bit of a disappointment.
Here's the thing, we actually buy all these vacuums with our own money. We're not sponsored. Our opinions are actually our opinions. And so we think that this is a much better vacuum at about the same price point as that one for basically two reasons. On this one, you've got a brush roll, which actually does a decent job in hardwood and doesn't throw sand back behind you. And it's actually pretty good on carpet too. And what I also like about this is this has this lift away technology again that we keep talking about, which just makes it easier to get on stairs and under beds and things like that. Tell me about the BISSELL.
Well, the BISSELL cannot get underneath furniture or beds. It has no lift-away technology. The one bonus of the BISSELL, in my opinion, that even keeps it in the running for me is the retractable cord feature, which is not common on upright vacuums.
And it is pretty good on carpet.
It is pretty good on carpet. It still picked up 96% of all material.
But overall, I think this is just a better buy long term. Even though this is a very popular vacuum on Amazon, I would say at around this price point, just go with the Shark. So in the higher price point, we have the Shark Rotator and the Shark Apex.
Yep, they're about $100 difference. They have the same attachments, very similar suction and airflow. They both have sealed HEPA filtration. What you don't get is you don't get a dual brush roll on the Rotator. And Eric, why is that important?
So this dual brush roll, even though it looks sort of like a gimmick, this actually does a better job on hardwood. It really is good at picking up pet hair. It's really good at getting sand. It really gets everything into the container where you want it. And it's actually a little bit easier to clean too, because this pops off and you can get to the brush roll and get through tangles and stuff like that. So that's a big advantage. But I will tell you, this is the vacuum that I've personally chosen to sit in my house and use for the big messes.
If you like and subscribe right now, your life will improve by 96.7345%.
So much. Thanks for watching.